Okay, we will start with the prayers.
Sure.
Om Ajnana Timirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshusharmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruvahe Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupam Tadamayam Dadati Swapadankitam Vande Aham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavam Cha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatham Anvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Pada Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakanvitam Shah He Krishna Karna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Evabhyascha Patitanam Pavnebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasati Gaur Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamineti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyadi Pashyat Desha Tarine Mukham Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langayate Girim Yat Kripatam Aham Vande Shri Gurundina Taranam. Hare Krishna, everyone. Thank you, Shri Prabhuji, for giving me this opportunity to talk about the glories of the holy name. So, today I plan to discuss on the holy name, what's the power of the holy name that we are dealing with, and the glories of the holy name, right? So, what are the benefits that we get by chanting, and seeing great devotees, acharyas, how they are examples and how we can learn from them and how we can apply that in our own japa. So in Chaitanya Charitamrita, it says that bhakti sadhana shreshta sunate haile mana prabhu upadesha kaile nama sankirtana. So this conversation between Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, where Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya asks Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that which item is the most important in execution of devotional service. So the Lord says, Nama Sankirtana. The most important item is the chanting of the holy name. And immediately after that, Lord says that Harer Nama, Harer Nama Eva Kevalam. Kalau Nasti Eva Nasti Eva Gatir Anyatha. So that there is nothing more important and better than the holy name, especially in this Kali Yuga. And he says Eva Nasti 3 times, to stressing the importance of the holy name. And it's like all the process that is given by Krishna, whether it be Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Dhyan Yoga, and that's what also Prabhupada helps us understand that none of the process is chanting of the holy name is the highest among any of the process, right? So that's the importance and the power of the holy name. And why is this highest? Because it gives remembrance of the Lord, and that is the highest benediction that we can get from the Lord himself. So he provides that remembrance of himself to his devotees. And we see that he tells that in Bhagavad Gita, right, that he being situated in the heart, sarvasya chaham hridisha nivishto, mata smritir jnanam apohanam cha. So with him comes remembrance. So when we take the holy name, then we get this benefit of remembering him. And by remembering him, what's the benefit that we get? So again Krishna tells that antakale chamam eva smaran muktva kalevaram. So at the time of leaving this body, that is at that time, whatever one remembers, that state is what one attains, right? So if we remember Krishna at that time, then we will attain him. So that's what Krishna tells us. And to remember him at the time of leaving our body is not easy, right? All the attachments that we have throughout the life, which keeps on increasing so much, all those things kind of flash up at that time. So to remember Krishna at that time is not easy, and that's it's like the death is an examination, and the whole life is a preparation for that exam. So chanting of the holy name is the preparation, right? And with Lord's mercy, then we'll get his remembrance, with which we can make our life successful in this very lifetime. So that's the power, and some more shlokas about the power. So in Shrimad Bhagavatam, it is said that apanna samsmitim goharam yan nama vivasho granan tatha sadyo vimuchyeta yad vivati swayam bhayam. So even if one takes the holy name unconsciously, even then one gets benefited and gets freed from this entanglement of continuous birth and death that we have in. And this holy name is so powerful that the fear personified is fearful of the holy name itself, right? So that much is the power of the holy name. So this also gives us the understanding that the holy name is non-different from Krishna himself, right? Because the fear personification is fearful of the holy name. So Krishna and the holy name is non-different. It is as powerful as Krishna himself. So but this shloka also, it tells us the power of the holy name, that even if one subconsciously also chants, he will get the benefit. But what does that mean? I mean, should we then apply that like that? That okay, I'll keep doing whatever I want and I'll chant anyway. I'll get the benefit. So no, that's not going to help, right? This shloka primarily helps us understand the power, but we have to use the method as prescribed by acharyas, right? So just like taking medicines, there's a prescription. So based on the prescription, if we take the medicine, then we will be benefited. Otherwise, it's not going to help. It might harm us as well. So we have to make sure that we do it the right way and avoid creating offenses. So if we do it like that, then we'll create offenses and it's not going to help us. So and that's what again is said in Chaitanya Charitamrita, that Eka Krishna Name Kare Sarva Papakshaya Nava Vida Bhakti Purna Nama Haite Hai. So we need to chant offenselessly, and if we can do that, then even if we chant one name of the Lord, that itself is enough to relieve us from all the reactions of sinful life. So we see again the power of the holy name. And with this, we understand that the Nava Vida Bhakti, 9 process of devotional service, all of them, the result of that can be obtained by just chanting the holy name. But it has to be pure chanting, offenselessly. So if one can do that, then we can get, the liberation. So such is the power of the holy name, right? So now, but we think that, okay, it is so powerful, but I'm not seeing the benefit, right? Is it really true what it said? How do we understand that, right? So like in science, we see in this material world that everything has a theory and practical, right? So whatever we study, we see a corresponding experiment in lab, and then we see that this works, and that's what puts our faith in that theory. So we might think that where is the lab here? Where is the proof that all this works? So the proof is with the acharyas, the great devotees. They are the lab. So when they, by their acharan, by their behavior, we see that whatever is being, told, prescribed, scriptures, which is, the word of the Lord, is is implemented through these great acharyas, and that is what we need to try to understand and follow in their footsteps, learn from them, and pray that may we also do our sadhana bhakti nicely, japa nicely, so that we can also progress and get Lord's mercy. So so some examples I'd just like to quote. So like the great Vaishnavas, they are so much absorbed in the holy name that they don't consider their own comforts. It's always a service to the Lord. So when devotees, they want to serve such great Vaishnavas, right? So they think that, okay, no, I'm not naming anyone here, but the Vaishnavas, they're always Krishna conscious and spreading the message of the Lord, compassionate on everybody. So they're traveling so many times, and so the devotees want to serve them. They're like, with the hectic schedules, with all the travel, they're like, how can we serve you? Maybe we can provide some luxury to you, some comfort to you, so that your travel at least becomes comfortable. But how do the Vaishnavas respond? They just reject that, and what do they say? And this is so touching, when I heard this, that the rest that they get is from japa itself, so such is the their level, they're not at the bodily level, they don't get tired because they have the power of the holy name. So just by chanting, they get the needed rest, and always in that mood, which is very hard for us to think. We just travel a little bit in Bangalore traffic, and that's it, we are done. We can only think of one activity in a day. So if we develop that mood, the attachment to the holy name, then we will not be disturbed by such discomforts. And then another wonderful story, like of great devotee of the Lord. So like from Ramayana, so when Lord Ram defeated Ravan, and he was back in Ayodhya and crowned the king. So Vibhishan, he got all these jewels that were there in the Lanka kingdom, and he gave that necklace, made a necklace of that, and offered it to Lord Ram. So Lord Ram, what he did, he took that and he gave it to Mother Sita. So she's so dear to him. So he offered it to her. Then when Sita mother got that, she was like, okay, I will offer it to Hanuman. He's so dear to me. So she offered it to Hanuman. Now when Hanuman got that, so he took it as a blessing from Lord Ram and Mother Sita, and he just touched it on his forehead. And Vibhishan, seeing this, he was like, he told Hanuman that it is very precious, take care of it. So when Hanumanji heard this, he was like, okay, it's precious, so let me see. And he starts breaking the pearls, and biting it with his teeth, and just started breaking it apart one by one. So the the kings and all assembled in the the assembly, they were like, what is he doing? And why was the necklace given to Hanuman? And he's like a monkey. Okay, it would have been better if they would have given a guava or some fruit. He would have eaten that. But here the necklace, he's just breaking it apart. He doesn't know the value. So then Lord Ram, he asks, okay, Hanuman, why are you doing this? So then he says that when I got this from you, I took it as a blessing, right? But when I was told that it is precious, then I wanted to see how precious it really is. Does it have your name in it? So for me, anything that does not have your name is not precious at all. The only valuable thing in this whole world is your name. So I'm trying to find that name. It's not even there. So then people, and they say that, okay, if that is the case, then why are you, you're carrying such a huge body, And what is the use of this body? If if the name is there, if it's not there, then just give up this body also. Then he says, okay, I will show you. So he shows, that's the famous, this scene picture that we all know, right? He opens up his chest, tears it up, and shows that Lord Ram is there in him. In each of his Rom mein, Ram Nam is there. So that's how the great devotees are. They have so much of attachment to the name of the Lord that it is in their body. And their whole consciousness is around the holy name, and they see everything in relationship to the Lord. And anything that is not valuable. And this is the Chaturshloki Bhagavatam also we see that Krishna tells, right, that anything that you see which is not in relation to me is an illusion. So the great devotees implement that. They see everything in relation to the Lord. You see another great devotee, Chokha Mela and Pandharpur. He was a great devotee of the Lord Vitthal, and happened to leave his body when the house wall collapsed, and there were some more people, and they all just left their body. It was all just crushed. So the people are asking, how do we identify who's Chokha Mela? So his guru Namdev says that he was a great devotee, always chanting the holy name, chanting the name of Vitthal. So you just look for the bones which are vibrating the name of the Lord, then you'll be able to identify. And then they see that bones also were vibrating, Vitthal, Vitthal. So that's how, the great devotees are, each and every part of their body is also vibrating the holy name. So such are the glories of the great devotees and the, holy name. So by hearing and meditating upon such stories, we really should take those inspiration and mood to develop that love for the holy name. But unfortunately our state is that we don't have that attachment, and mostly it is like a burden on us. When we do our japa, it's like, when will it get over? It's like 2 hours in a day, and is it really helping? Maybe once in a while we do like it, but then it just becomes an activity that becomes boring, and we also start thinking that our time is getting wasted and whatnot. Our mind is very powerful, and it plays games with us, right? So it's always looking for something new. And when japa is especially repetition, right? So the same thing doing over and over again, but the mind is like, no, just it's too much, let's go from here, right? So we have to tame the mind, and it's not easy. So Arjun tells that to Krishna, and Krishna acknowledges that, yeah, it is not easy. Mind is very powerful, but it can be, controlled with practice and detachment. So, mind, when it's looking for something new, what is the new thing that we can get from the meditation? The enthusiasm. So every time when we chant, we have to try to bring in new enthusiasm. That is what will help us. So japa is basically, an opportunity for us to repair our relationship with the Lord. So it is broken, and that is why we are here. So this is the time. It's our personal time with the Lord to fix that relationship. And when we chant, we should internalize the holy name. So not just meditating at our lip level, right? We should go deep. We should go deep to our heart level, right? So the holy name needs to penetrate to the heart. So when that happens, when the heart holy name goes at the root level, right? So instead of the lips, it goes inside the root. Then it uproots the material existence that we are carrying. So the Purush Bhava is what we are having in our heart. So that when the holy name goes to these root levels, it uproots that Purush Bhava and replaces it with Dasa Bhava. Right? So that's our eternal position. So Jiver Sarup hai Nitya Krishna Das. So that bhava is then replaced in our heart, and then we start, getting that transformation and that experiencing, the love of the Lord. So when we are chanting, we should establish that connection to the Lord through the heart, and think what is the intention, what is the intention of the heart. So like we should try to avoid that duplicity, right? How in the material world, like when we talk to somebody, something is there in our heart, but something else is there in our words. So we should try to avoid that same thing when we are doing japa. Whatever is there in our heart is, what going to matter. So and Prabhupada says that japa is like it's a seva. So that's the seva that we are offering to the Lord. So we should be in that prayerful mood as well. Pray to the Lord that please help me remove anything, any obstacles, all the obstacles that are between me and you. Right. So please help me. And with that mood, we should be chanting. So, some of the other practical aspects also is like mm, how we can help our japa is like the postures that we can keep, the place, the time that we can choose, and the consciousness mood that we should adopt while chanting, right? So in posture, if we are sitting for 2 hours or so, it's important that we are maintaining and keeping the right posture. So when we sit, we should sit upright, right? And one of the technique that we can adopt while chanting is we can use the breathing exercise as well. So we can sit upright, take long breath through our nose, and then chant the japa while exhaling through the mouth. So when we do that, it's like a exercise for the mind, of course, and an exercise for the lungs as well. And when we're sitting upright, we will not fall sleepy, and it will help us stay awake and be more alert, and getting the breathing exercise along with it as well. But here, I see that mind plays games here too. If you're doing that, then okay, how long can I hold the breath? How many names am I able to chant? So we should try to be conscious of that also. So it's not a lung exercise or a yoga that we are doing. We are doing japa. So we have to remember the Lord. We have to chant. But just some techniques that we can use to help us keep the body not as a disturbance in this activity. And place. So we should chant again in a place which has minimum distractions, right? So like from the very first verse of Bhagavad Gita, we see, right, that the place where an activity is done has a influence on the outcome. So Dharm Kshetra Kurukshetra, right? So if that place was auspicious place, so it had to result positive for the dharma. So like that, the environment is auspicious and good, then it helps us in our chantings. We can sit near the altar. We can have pictures of the Lord around. We can have a picture of the Mahamantra, so that whenever the mind is trying to pull us away, we see these, we see the Lord, we see the holy name. So then it's easier for us to keep the distractions away, right? And time, as we all are chanting early in the morning, so we understand that that's the best time. As the day goes by, then our all the other modes of passion and ignorance starts dominating, and becomes mind becomes more turbulent, and becomes very difficult to chant later on. So morning Brahmurta time is the best time. We all are utilizing that so nicely. So these are some physical aspects, but again the key thing is the mood, right? So what should be the mood? And mood again, like I was saying that, hear about the great acharyas, devotees, and to try to adopt that. So we should, from them, we should try to understand that we should be restless when we are not chanting. That's how the mood the great devotees carry. So it's not easy for us to adopt that straight away, but that's what we should try to look up to. And one thing very um, I was in Canada, and there was one Prabhupada disciple. So I had asked him, like, can you please advise me? So he told me one thing which really hit me at that time, and he said that when we are chanting, before we chant, we should think that we are about to die, and we should think like we are a prisoner who has been sentenced to death, and this is the morning where we are going to be executed, we are going to be hanged to death. So what would the state be of such a person, if we try to think? So try to think in that these are my last moments. I'm going to be hanged in some time, and then try to chant. So that was like so powerful a message, that how much time we have, we don't know, and we just take it for granted. When such events happen to our loved ones, or when we come across such events, then it jolts us, it gives us that what is the purpose of life and all. But then after some time again, we're back to our normal activities. So we need to keep that thought in there, that we never know when our last moment is going to come. So that brings the sense of urgency and purpose, right? And like Prabhupada says that we should cry out to the Lord, ask for help, just like how a child cries for her mother. And just focus only on the Lord, and do this again for the pleasure of the Lord. So it should not be that I'm doing something for my pleasure. It's a seva. So when we're trying to please the Lord, then when He gets pleased, He will bless us with the pleasure that we will experience by chanting. Right. So just like how we are busy, earning our livelihood, and we earn money, and the desire to earn money is like the more we have, the better. So we're always wanting more and more. We are not never content with, okay, this much money is enough. So like that, our desire to chant should be that we want to chant more and more. So the great devotees, charyas, carry that mood. They're always like uh, uh, they think that my time is wasted if I do something else. I should be chanting, all the time. And another thing is that when we chant, we should, before we start chanting, we should try to adopt such mood, so that then the chanting helps, rather than straight away getting into the chanting and then hope that, okay, the mood will slowly develop when I chant. So it's better to first get into the mood. So it's like preparing our heart to welcome the Lord. So just like when any guest comes to our home, then we want to make that occasion very special. We want to serve the guest nicely and have good time with the guests. So we prepare, we clean the house, we make some nice preparations, and make sure that the Lord is or the guest is getting good comfort. And so similarly, when before we start chanting, we should make those preparations to welcome the Lord in the heart, and make that japa session wonderful, right? So and how can we do that? So we like we chant the Shiksha Ashtakam prayers, right? So devotees do differently. If we can read some prayers, or we can read some mantras, but Shikshashtakam prayers we do before we start japa, right? So we can meditate on the meaning. So like the second verse itself, Nam Namakari Bahuda, Nich Sarva Shaktis, Tatra Pita Niyamite Smarne Nakar. Tadishi tava kripa bhagwan mamami durdevam idisham iha jana nanuraga. Right? So if we meditate on this, we see that Lord has invested his energies into the holy name, right? And that there are no hard and fast rules. We can chant however and wherever. Right? That much is the mercy that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given us. But we are durdevam. We are so unfortunate that we don't have the taste of the holy name. So if we meditate on this, right, then we should think that we are so unfortunate. So when we focus on that emotion, then we are adopting that mood that really I am really so unfortunate. No, I should do something to turn that around. And when Lord is giving me so much of such a powerful holy name, and it's all beneficial, why am I wasting that opportunity? So let me focus. So when we meditate like that, then we are preparing ourselves, and then it helps when we do the japa. So that's one thing that helps. And then when we are chanting, of course, I mean, the ambience and all is there, but we should just focus on chanting. We should keep everything away aside. It's very difficult in today's time. There are so many distractions, but that should be our intention, right? And one of the biggest distractors is the phone. So we should try to keep the phone away. This is my personal time with the Lord, and I should just focus on that. So any of the external distractions should be kept away, and not just external. Internal also. We should try to establish that connection to the Lord with the heart. So that's all I had to say. The key thing is to set up the mood before we chant, and chant in a prayerful mood that Lord, please help me serve you. Any questions or comments?
Thank you very much, Prabhuji. Thanks for highlighting important aspects like the forward, the process, and the precautions we should take. So this will definitely help all of us. Thank you very much. So devotees can drop their questions on the chat, or they can unmute themselves and ask. There's one question on the chat by Suresh Prabhu. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, you mentioned we have to bring enthusiasm while chanting every time. Kindly enlighten us how to bring enthusiasm.
Yes, very nice question. So enthusiasm is what keeps us going, right? It gives us that energy and the purpose to do better. So how do we bring that enthusiasm? So just like that example we're discussing, that if we have any guest at home, we would like to make it a special experience for the guest. We'd like to do the best and relish that. So the same way, when we adopt that mood and think that now I'm going to invite the Lord in my heart, so I have to serve him the best. I have to make him happy. And when we understand our situation, that how bad situation I am in, so I have to make that better. So with that, comes the enthusiasm that, okay, I have to do my best to make the Lord happy, to please him, not anything for my own benefit, because that is where we don't see the enthusiasm. When I'm seeing that what is in it for me, and I'm chanting and I'm not seeing that benefit, then I don't really get that enthusiasm. So we have to see that I am doing this to please the Lord, and that is what will bring the enthusiasm. Just like when we interact with devotees, and when we do something to please them, and the devotee becomes pleased, it helps us as well. Brings pleasure to us, and that motivates us to continue that same thing for our further interactions.
Thank you very much, Prabhuji. There is a comment or question. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dharmatram, thank you for such a wonderful Japa talk. I like the point about Japa being the key to invite the Lord into our heart. Hari Hari. Suresh Prabhu is thanking you. Just want to check, there was a hand raised by Shankar Prabhu. Prabhuji, do you have a question? Or anyone else online? Okay. I just want to highlight, Prabhuji, one thing which I kind of struck me was, and you said that one of the devotees, the Maharaj in Canada, told you that, think that this is kind of the last time you have the opportunity to chant, and thinking that you may be executed, in a couple of hours. So this is so that is, kind of reminding ourselves that this is so important, this is so valuable. So thank you very much, Prabhuji. Okay, so thank you. So there are many thanks coming for you, Prabhuji. Krishna Kishore Prabhuji is thanking you.
In the holy name.
Thank you very much, Prabhuji.
So bless Prabhuji. So bless Prabhuji, do you have a question?
I'm giving thanks to Prabhuji.
Pardon?
Conveying thanks to Prabhuji for
Okay.
wonderful class.
All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
So thanks all of you. Thank you very much, Prabhuji. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. Dandavad Pranam Prabhuji. Thank you.